been a tough year in the Dunlop series.
Bang! Straight into the wall. Casey Stoner tastes concrete. Oh, this is getting tight. Oh, contact. Big crash. Barbecuing the left of that. Gives him a nudge. He sends him sideways. And look at the lock up there on the left front.
And at the final round of the year, the title is yet to be decided. And it's on the toughest street circuit that they've raced on all year.
Red lights are out, we're underway. Whoop. It's action racing, that's a bit too much. Hi everyone and welcome to the streets of Sydney Olympic Park. It is the final round today for the Dunlop series for V8 Supercars. Now for one man, this man, Dale Wood, this is his biggest day in V8 Supercars. He's getting ready to challenge for the Dunlop Series title. He leads the way by 228 points. Ash Walsh is the only man who can stop him from claiming the crown today. This is the series that's launched the likes of Mark Winterbottom, Chaz Mostert, and most recently last year's champion Scott McLaughlin. It is the place to come from in V8 Supercars. And for Dale Wood, he's been here before. He was in this series in 2006, 2007 and last year. This is his best opportunity. He's in the box seat, but it's his championship to lose.
It's been nearly 2 months since the Dunlop Series drivers rubbed panels, but many of them have plenty of miles under their belts after competing in the Pertec Endurance Cup. For championship leader Dale Wood, co-driving with Dick Johnson Racing's Chaz Mostert in the main series was the perfect preparation for knuckling down and trying to secure the coveted Dunlop Series crown.
I'm certainly really excited about it. I just want to chip away at it and hope that by come Sunday, I'm jumping on the roof of it and doing some burnouts and throwing a couple of fists in the air with excitement. So I'm looking forward to it.
Wood leads by 228 points, but with 300 points on offer across the weekend, his closest rival, Ash Walsh, is poised to pounce should things go pear-shaped for the series leader.
Woody's had a pretty strong year, so coming into this round, we're quite a few points behind, but mathematically it's still possible. I'll definitely be pushing and trying to, get the best result I can. I haven't had a round win for a while, so I'd love to have one here. And the rest is up to whatever happens in the race meeting. So it's a never say die attitude I'm going to take, but we'll see what happens.
Andrew Jones may have left his run a little late, but he's been consistently building points and currently sits in third. While he's hopeful of a chance to snare second, he must be wary of Jack Perkins, who was right on his hammer, just 48 points behind in fourth.
The first round of the year I was watching on the couch at home, and I never thought that I'd be, racing many rounds, and to be now coming into the last one fourth with a chance of being third is pretty good considering we missed it the first round and we had a bit of bad luck early on in the season. But the car behind me has been great all year. It's been the fastest Holden for sure, and if not the fastest car. So looking forward to finishing the year off on a high note.
Perhaps the greatest challenge will prove to be surviving this concrete-laden street circuit.
This place has a history of wrecking cars. There's not a lot of margin for error, and hopefully I'm not putting the mockers on us for that. You're pushing hard all the time, and we saw here last year there was a battle with 4 guys, Scotty and Nick and Scott Pye, and also Chaz coming into this round. Any one of those guys could have won the championship, and we saw them all end up in the fence at turn 4. So who knows, we may see a repeat of that this year, we might not.
Although out of championship contention, Steve Owen blasted away from them all at the last round at Bathurst, and Casey Stoner also put in an improved effort, dicing with the leaders and at one stage appearing to be in podium contention. Stoner has often been a victim of circumstances out of his control and would like nothing more than to make an impression on the series in his final outing. Also getting among the action this weekend is the winner of the Shannon's Supercar Showdown reality television contest. 18-year-old Formula 3 driver Todd Hazelwood grids up for the challenge of a lifetime as he makes his debut on the punishing concrete jungle of Sydney Olympic Park.
The championship point score in the Dunlop Series, and Dale Wood is almost there. He just needs to wrap it up this week and can do so in the first race. Ash Walsh, mathematically the only guy that can take him on. Great season for Andrew Jones, and Jack Perkins has been quick all year. 4th position of the championship doesn't really do him justice. Over to the Armour All pole position winner. And if there was ever a time to put pressure on the leader, now is the time to do it. Ash Walsh is your Armour All pole position man, $1,000 richer around this tough circuit. Steve Owen actually having a crash in qualifying as well. So that is going to be one positive step towards maybe challenging for a championship. It is a seriously tough track, a real car killer. Can Darwood stay out of trouble and win the championship? We're about to find out here in Sydney.
Right now, the Dunlop Series are gridding up for what could be a championship moment here. Aaron Noonan has Michael Caruso in the box for this one. This character next to you, Noons, is going to provide some fun, I think.
This could be dangerous, Matthew. This is race 1 of 2, Dunlop Series, and as Matty mentioned, Dale Wood could win the title in this race. He'll start from third. His main rival, his only title rival, Ash Walsh, has taken his first Dunlop Series pole. He starts P1, so if Walsh wins, Wood only needs to finish 11th or better to seal the deal. Going back through this grid, Todd Hazelwood, the Shannon Supercar Showdown competition winner, unfortunately had contact earlier today in qualifying. That car is too badly damaged. He will not take part in this one. A couple of updates too. Marcus Zukanovic stepping up to a Ford for this round, and Maury Pickering steps into the Finance Easy Ford. But here is the man who leads the points, Dale Wood, for Matthew White's team, 228 clear of Ash Walsh. It is in his grasp. He could wrap up the Dunlop Series crown here today at Sydney Olympic Park. Race 1, penultimate race of the championship. Ash Walsh on the front row with Steve Owen. Dale Wood could wrap it up in 17 laps time. He's on row 2 with Jack Perkins. Then it's Taz Douglas and Andrew Jones. Casey Stoner starts 13th, his final weekend with Red Bull Racing Australia. Let's see how they go from the start. Red lights are out, we're underway. Good start from the pole man. Ash Walsh has made a great jump.
Rubbing there with Taz Douglas.
Andrew Jones is in a reliveried kitten Commodore on the outside, the silver and black Commodore, but it's the pole man who leads. Steve Owen second, Dale Wood is through, comfortable in third now. This one's always tough. They
looks
made
like
it.
We've gone through cleanly there.
Just was close, but we did get away with it.
And this is very tricky down into turn 2 because it tightens up on the exit very, very quickly.
Oh, and you get whacked like that. This is on board with Andre Heimgartner, who's been bounced off the tyre bundle. And that cost him 5 or 6 spots. Aaron Tebbs trying to round him up around the outside. So Steve Owen, last round winner at Bathurst, is right with Ash Walsh. And it's been a great year of Dunlop Series racing. 5 different round winners from the 6 rounds so far.
And you'd have to say Ash Walsh has started brilliantly. Oh,
not like this.
No good.
Brett Hobson into the side of Rodney Jane. That is at turn 2, 3, 4. Maury Pickering, Finance Easy Ford. He's stepped into this car. Josh Hunter not driving it this weekend. He makes it through.
This is no good at all.
Never usually have to use reverse.
It's like parking at the shopping centre.
I've seen you driving shopping centres too. It's not that good.
Still going on out front though, and like we're saying, Ash Walsh, he started off on the right foot, putting a bit of pressure on Dale Wood now because, as you said...
Michael Hector in the fence, Sam Walter parked, Morgan Haver parked, Brett Stewart parked, and Hector's on board the car that won the title last year in the hands of Scott McLaughlin. He's trying to find reverse too. Maury Pickering's picking up spots without trying. But everyone's starting to settle into something of a rhythm, and Walsh is doing what he needs to do. He needs to just win. He can't control what Dale Wood does. There's Paul Morris and Andre Heimgartner just behind, and last weekend they were sharing a car at Pukekohe with the V8 Super Tourist final round. Taz Douglas were on board with, that's Andrew Jones going the squeeze.
Squeezed him up against the wall.
Managed to get away with it though. And this is what unfolded down at turn 2, and it's the classic nose to tail, nose to tail. Stoner carried up over the curb. Heimgartner gets through the tyre bundle. Got worse because that's Jane and Hobson coming together.
Turn 6 and 7. Those tyre bundles are getting a workout there on turn 7, aren't they, Aaron?
Well, at least they're not coming back onto the track. They're just getting pushed further away. But this is back to the front. Ash Walsh driving for Matt Stone Racing. This is one of the ex-Stone Brothers Fords that leads the way. There's Casey Stoner. He's back in the order, P13. But Dale Wood's just doing what he needs to do here.
Mate, this is exactly what he needs to do. Just keep up at front, and obviously Steve's going to be trying to win this race. He's not in the championship hunt, and we all know how Steve operates, and he'll be going for broke, I'm sure.
He's a 2-time Dunlop Series champ, Steve Owen, in 2008, and he wrapped it up here in 2010 when he drove for Greg Murphy Racing. He's teammates with Dale Wood from Matthew White's team. That's the
pair of ex-Ford Performance Racing Falcons. Jack Perkins just behind. So Owen and Perkins didn't do round 1 in Adelaide. They put together their deals after that. So they're one behind everybody else. They could have been in the mix. This is Taz Douglas, who was a teammate of yours for the Enduros with the Nissan boys.
Taz is a great little driver. He does a good job, and obviously he drove in the championship last year in the main series. So, no, look, he did a good job with Moff, and I know he's very happy with him.
He slapped the wall in first practice on yesterday down at Turn 8, but they got this car running again, looked after by Terry Wyhoon, former Dunlop Series and V8 Supercar driver. It's the ex-Shane Van Gisbergen car. This time last year, I think it was parking with the Porsche medical car.
And wasn't that a bit funny? I did see Shane post a photo of that, hoping he wasn't going to do it again this weekend.
I think he'll be all right. At the moment, Douglas runs P5. Andrew Jones is next from Chris Pither. This is back in the order. Rodney Jane trying to get a move on Maury Pickering.
Ooh, it's going to get tight.
That's all for 26th place, by the way.
Well, every position counts, doesn't it, around here?
And Rodney Jane qualified in position 18, 17th in the championship coming in this weekend, and I spoke to him yesterday. It's a little unclear what his racing plans are for next year, but Dale Wood runs third. He's on target to be crowned the Dunlop Series champion. Back at Sydney Olympic Park, and this is what's unfolded. George Medicki to the side of Marcus Zakanovic, who does everything but go over, and he's recently secured ex-David Reynolds Ford. He didn't go over.
Close to going over there, though, didn't he?
Oh, let's have a look again. Whoop. It's action racing. That's a bit too much. And that's brought out the safety car, but now we've got a restart.
Great restart from Ash Walsh there.
He leads us away. Steve Owen next. Dale Wood, the champ-elect, in third.
And Jack Perkins straight with the lights on. He means business there in fourth.
And Jack's been in good form. He helped Greg Murphy last weekend wrap up the New Zealand V8 Super Tourer title at Pukekohe. So he's been in pretty good form and doing lots of racing lately in a range of different cars. There's Casey Stoner in position 12. Jeff Emery there. Paul Morris in the Sergeant Security Commodore back in 15th. But Steve Owen looks pretty decent on this restart. He's got pace on Ash Walsh.
Well, this is the best time for him to attack. Obviously, they're right up near each other. He lost a little bit of ground before the break.
And just coming through, Michael, from race control, George Medicki will pick up a pit lane penalty for that contact on Marcus Zakanovic. Zakanovic's taken over the car that actually the Evans team have run this year that we've seen Christian Lindbaum in, so he's up spec from his old ex-Paul Morris Commodore.
And at the inside, no.
Ooh, Perkins looking.
Did well to pull it up, though. Very difficult corner to get it stopped.
Those two know one another pretty well. Wood and Perkins were teammates at the Kelly team back in 2009 in the main championship, and Dale Wood's done a very good job this year. I tell you what, he's beaten Steve Owen a few times, and most people thought when Owen replaced Chaz Mostert, who moved up to the Dick Johnson ride in the main series, that Owen would be the man who would be the pace setter for Matthew White's team, but honours have been pretty even. Dale Wood's had a really good year. Drove for Dick Johnson at the endurance races. He's done some New Zealand racing as well. He had a baby boy as well. It's been a big 2013, and this is the biggest day of his V8 career.
Oh, no doubt. And look, he's, like you said, having a big day, and I'm sure he'd like to wrap up the championship today.
On board here with Andre Heimgartner. Oh, Jeff Emery got to the fence then, didn't he?
Yeah, run really wide there, and that's another corner I think we've found this weekend with the circuit. There's a little bit less grip than what we've had here in the past.
Heimgartner just backing out of that one down to turn 2 on board the Finance Easy Ford, one of the ex-888 Vodafone. Actually, that's the original car that they built of the FGs. The car Jonathan Webb took to the win here in the wet back in 2010. Don't go there. Don't go there.
And we've seen some big crashes down at turn 5. The famous one a few years back when Jamie and both James were in the wall there.
He's in the fence. They're both in the fence. They're all in the fence, I think was the call. But that's Gary Jacobson, who's stopped down the escape road, and his first full year in the Dunlop Series coming out of Formula 4 driving for the Sonic team. Over the bump, and this is not going to stop well here. Or in fact, it will now. So unless he's had some form of a breakage there.
Teammate there.
Ah, there it is. It's gone straight ahead. Oh, and that's
Emery getting.
That's what we saw with Emery before. So back to the front. Ash Walsh has got away from Steve Owen.
Setting the fastest lap at the same time at 29.82.
giddy. That was Casey Stoner, the last man through. There's Owen. Wood on target. Perkins, Douglas, Andrew Jones. Chris Pither, best qualifying in his Dunlop Series career in the Icebreak Coffee Commodore from Brad Jones Racing. Started from position 7. That's the ex-Fabian Coulthard Lockwood car. But here is Dale Wood. He is on target for the title. He'd scored plenty of podium finishes over the years, but it took him until this year to finally win a round of the championship. But we saw him win a race at Barbagallo in round 2, and since then, he's been pacey, he's been consistent, he's been smart, he's done all the things he's needed to do, and he's earned the buffer that he brings to this weekend.
Yeah, look, it'll be interesting to see what he does here, because Jack is putting a fair bit of pressure on him at the moment, and I'm sure Dale's very aware of where he needs to finish in this race to wrap up the championship. So whether does he let Jack go, or does he just continue to push on there in third?
The phrase "let someone go" is not really in the vocab for a racing driver. But I tell you what, when there's a trophy on the line for a championship, not such a bad idea. Casey Stone here, actually, this car has been sold. The Eggleston team that run Jack Perkins have secured it for next year. They're going to run 3 cars in the Dunlop Series. This is the Craig Lowndes Mark Skaife Bathurst winner from 2010. It's the fastest ever V8 supercar around Mount Panorama in the hands of Craig. He's on the back here of Drew Russell in position 11.
I think Casey's done a great job. First time getting in 4 wheels this year, and done a very good job. He's set some good pace around the country this year.
He was pretty quick up at Bathurst and unfortunately went out just when he started to look like he was working his way forward. But it's Ash Walsh who still leads the way. Dale Wood runs in third. He's on target, lap 10, Sydney Olympic Park. On board here with Andre Heimgartner in the Finance Easy Ford, and that was sliding around as he chases down Jeff Emery, sits 15th. Here's Dale Wood, Michael, and Perkins doesn't look too threatening. He looks like he's got the pace, but he's not going to do anything silly here.
No, I'm sure he's aware as well. He doesn't want to ruin Dale's championship here, but I tell you what, Jack's a racer, and he will want to get his hands on that third-place trophy at the least.
No change up front. Walsh, Owen. It's been a while since Ash Walsh won a race. He won the opening race at Barbagallo back at round 2 earlier on in the year, and has had a tough run. They changed the rules in this category during the year as far as dampers and suspensions were permitted, and the path that his team were going down was the one that was taken away. So they almost lost a round or 2 there while they were scrambling their way back up to...
Jack's got a great run off the last turn here. But I'll tell you what, Dale's is pretty decent down the straight, and that'll be handy around this circuit.
Just getting word through from Race Control 2. You see it on the screen. Post-race investigation about that contact between Rodney Jane, 777, and Brett Hobson in the 16 car back on the opening lap down at turn 6. But Dale Wood won the round at Winton. His only round win of the year, but he's chalked up a couple of race wins this year. One at Barbagallo, one at Queensland Raceway, one at Winton. So he's been keeping the points ticking over. After the break, we're going all the way to the checkered flag from the streets of Sydney Olympic Park. Back at Sydney Olympic Park with the Dunlop Series for V8 Supercars, and Taz Douglas, the Arvo Beer Ford, is putting the pressure on Jack Perkins in the Eggleston Commodore. This is for position 4. The next car down the road is Dale Wood. He runs third. He is on target to clinch the Dunlop Series Championship today in this very race. His main and only title rival, Ash Walsh, is the race leader, but Wood just needs to finish in the top 11 and he gets the job done. He's third at the moment. There's the fight for the lead, Michael Caruso, and Walsh and Owen, I don't reckon that's done yet.
No, it's very much he's stayed with him. Owen's done a good job, kept the pressure on him. He keeps looking up the inside here down at turn 9, and like we were saying earlier, getting into the back of him there, we can see Ash's car getting sideways out of the exit of turn 9.
And the thing is for Owen, if he can get by Walsh and win this race, obviously it keeps his streak going from Bathurst, where he clean swept that weekend. Mechanical black flag for Andre Heimgartner. He's got loose rear bodywork at the back of the Finance Easy Ford. If Owen wins this race, he will tie Dean Canto's all-time Dunlop Series race wins record at 21. But I tell you what, Ash Walsh won't be... Heimgartner, DIY.
Helped into the fence there down at turn 1.
I think he's done it himself. I reckon he's locked the rears. Feed it, gears. Uh-oh, not stopping, not stopping. Lucky not to take out Paul Morris as well. Ouch. Young Kiwi, we saw him in Carrera Cup last year. Oh, he just got the gap in the traffic.
Memory did a good job to avoid all that happening in front of him.
I don't know if it was luck or skill because it was out of control. This is the front. Ash Walsh, he's doing what he needs to do. Go and win the race. And if Darwood gets it done and finishes in the spot that he needs to win the championship, then good luck to him because that's what he's able to do. Andrew Jones just closing in here too on Taz Douglas. He's in the Kitten Silver Commodore. There he is, car number 20 from the Brad Jones Racing Squad in Albury. And he's starting to come on strong in the back half of this race. Is Andre Heimgartner in the Finance Easy Ford? You need to rip that off there. This is a replay of Jack Perkins at the turning point of turn 2, and you can see he's already got damage on the front of that car.
You can see how much the cars are climbing over the curbs, and they're really moving around. And as the tyres wear out, it gets very difficult to keep the car in the same line and pick that same point apex of the corner.
Like that?
Well, the Froley's completely...
You can't steer it with it. You can't steer it when the front tyres are off the ground.
See the bonnet climb up there, so it's maybe a bit of bodywork to fix up for Jack's car there after the race.
Looks worse on slow-mo for the team managers to watch. They're the ones who got to pay for it. And then he hammers out the curb on the other side. So that fight still continues. This is 4th, 5th, 6th. Chris Pither in the blue Ice Break Coffee Commodore is just back behind there. And then Cam Waters in the Minder Motorsport run, Lynn Commodore, Aaron Russell, Nick McBride. That is the top 10 as it sits, and that shows you. Look at Andrew Jones's time. He's ripping time from Taz Douglas and Jack Perkins, and he's right with them now.
Well, there's only a few laps to go here, so if you're going to make a move, you need to do it in these next handful of laps.
Nigel out front is 1 second from Walsh to Owen. Yellow flag. Oh no, Dale Wood off the road. Wow, championship leader. Doesn't look like there's any damage. He does get going. He does get in front of Aaron Russell in position number 8. That will still be enough, provided he can make it home from here. Of course, if he's not in the top 11, it just means it goes to tomorrow. He's still in a good position.
Let's just hope there's no damage to the car because he did have to climb over the curb.
Oh, Pither locking left front. It's gone up a level now. Couple of laps to go. This probably will be a time-certain finish because of the safety car period with Marcus Zukanovic earlier. There's Wood in the background. He's behind Aaron Russell. He's in P9. That'll be enough to clinch it in this race. Morgan Haber, turn 1, missed it. Flick turn's all right, though. Oh, no. That one's not. That is seriously embarrassing. That's just embarrassing, that one. Here's Wood, just made a meal of it.
And it looked like Steve must have been ahead of him in that stage.
Managed to just back it out, get it going again. Rejoins in front of Aaron Russell. In fact, he's dropped that spot now on the road. He's back to P9, but that is still enough. So the final lap of the first race of the weekend, and Ash Walsh has got away from Steve Owen. This will be a race win if he can bring it home from here, and he's kept up his end of the bargain. Go and win the race, but he can't control what Dale Wood does, and it looks like he's going to do enough. But either way, Ash Walsh should be really proud of his year this year. He did a very good job for Dick Johnson's team at Bathurst and the Gold Coast after he had a crash at the Sandown 500. Morgan Haber has gone around again. Got the flick turn okay this time. But Ash Walsh, he's done a really good job.
No, look, it's fantastic result, I think. And like you said, he knew what he needed to do, and he's kept the pressure on. And Dale obviously had that mistake down at turn 6, but great result for him and the team, I think.
Yeah, Matt Stone Racing run this car. They also run George Mediki's car and also Michael Hector's, but the final turn is coming up. Ash Walsh will not stop this year. He picks up race 1 in the final round of the Dunlop Series at Sydney Olympic Park. Steve Owen is home in second spot, so the front row cars come on home in those positions. But let's look back. Jack Perkins will get third spot. Dale Wood, P9. He's been in this category for a long time. He's worked really hard on and off the track. He thoroughly deserves this. Dale Wood will be the champ in the Dunlop Series for 2013. 9th place will do it nicely. Great job. That's the second series title for Matthew White's team. They won with Jonathan Webb in 2009 here at Sydney Olympic Park. But that is how they finish in race 1. Walsh, Owen, Perkins, Douglas, Jones came on strong late in the race. Aaron Russell, Dale Wood and Nick McBride rounded out the top 10. The action is just heating up, so make sure you stick around for the final round of this year's Dunlop Series.